Until one drizzly day, as I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue.
¿Estás satisfecho con el resultado o tenías otro plan? O sea... Ay, no. Hay que ser algo más inteligente. Ay, no sé. Los datos de las 7 estrellas como para ver cómo se desenvolverán ante una catástrofe. Chucha, es que las dos son buenas, entonces... ¿Estás satisfecho con el resultado? Bueno, no creo que estés satisfecho con el resultado. Ya veo que todo se hubiera ido a la chota. O sea, todo está... o sea, todo hubiera valido un carajo. Nos hubiéramos muerto, tú hubieras dejado de existir. En fin, marca un indicio de una nueva era si este man desaparece. Es un rollo gigantesco la muerte la muerte de este men en este caso. Pero no creo que esté satisfecho con el resultado porque ya vio que esa vaina. O sea, lo que me da curiosidad aquí, más bien lo lógico sería tal vez preguntar si tiene otro plan en caso de, a ver si me responde.
That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course. And it would have been all too easy for him, too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, you even deserved an encore. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city. Yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even tried to understand the heart of the people. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague Child, just as I had requested. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path with me, traveler. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo Archon, Liu, would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of a city.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Hey, haven't you learned the Leo saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
La Zarina.
Ah, fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Su cara.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Sí, por supuesto que sí, quiero preguntarte todo. ¿Qué precio podría pagarse a cambio de una gnosis? ¿Qué te dio la Arconte a cambio de tu gnosis? Esta se me hace más...
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a gnosis.
Exactamente.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then I certainly would not be inclined to agree to it. My agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo Archon. My contract to end all contracts.
¿Es el contrato para
As for the
terminar todos los
bargaining chip
contratos?
that Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Es el contrato para terminar todos los contratos. A la madre, me va a explotar la cabeza, what the fuck. Y después dice que un equilibrio y que tú misma la descubrirás en el futuro, solamente tienes que continuar tu viaje. Ah, concha tu madre. Estas son verdaderas estupideces, ya me quiero morir.
Paimon can't absorb so much information at once. So, Zhongli, what sort of contract did you sign with
Con
the
la Arconte
Cryo
Cría.
Archon? Paimon's so curious.
Sí.
One of the clauses of our contract
Ninguno
was
de sus
not to
contenidos.
divulge any
Chala,
of its
compa.
contents.
You're so petty.
Su cara de ducha.
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
Vamos a darnos de la madre. Ah, concha tu madre, el Arconte, Morax, o sea, sí se ve así como que muy sospechoso. El contrato para terminar todos los contratos. El contrato para eliminar todos los contratos y equilibrar una balanza. Equilibrar una balanza. Lo bueno que está todo grabado, entonces no va a perder de nada. Puedo estar feliz, como una lombriz. Vamos a salirnos de aquí. Ay, mi cabeza. Ay, Dios mío, mi cabeza. ¿Qué?
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
It's hard to remain on dry land for so long. Never quite seem to get my
Me
land
va
rights back.
a explotar el cerebro, la mente. O sea, todo fue una maldita prueba para ver qué pasaba con nosotros, para ver qué hacíamos, para ver cómo reaccionábamos. Lo que me queda duda es dice que tomaron el poder para hacer lo suyo y así, no sé, controlar la situación, no sé qué chucha. A ver.
Oh, well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head.
So Rex Lapis is really... But they didn't catch the culprit, did they?
Oh, come on. Do you think that the assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? I don't think any of the gossip on the streets you hear from those shady types is worth anything. There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank. I think they called him Child.
The Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious. Who knows what those greedy, crooked folks...
Shh! Lower your voice. If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to protect you this time.
Voy a parar así como que... Ay, no
You
estoy
know that
escuchando.
god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. Yes, it's very possible indeed. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Oh, that wicked, black-hearted scoundrel. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things? I have never heard of such a person in all my years.
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like he's about to make an announcement.
Ah, ok. Información que cura, muy interesante.
Hear ye all, the Chising's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, let the truth be revealed. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not and to let not their hearts be saddened. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Chising's announcement said.
Fue juzgado, bueno, realmente fue lo
So
que dijo.
that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the
Mencionó
murderer?
las cosas
Not to
de
mention how this
improvisada.
excuse sounds like something they just made up on the
Realmente.
spot. Could the Chising already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that neither they nor the Adepti knew anything. Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going on for a while now. Let's go have a look.
Ay, a ver. Esta misión no la he hecho desde hace como meses, hermano. O sea, esto lo llevo haciendo el rito de la linterna como hace como 1,000 millones de años. Es como... Yo como... Será como 3 misiones, 4 misiones, 3 meses, 4 meses más o menos. Aproximadamente. Y apenas lo voy a acabar. En fin, vamos a ver. Por fin.
Look, it's Ningguang and Kuching. Are they saying something? Are there speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
What?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Concha tu madre.
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young. The Liyue Qixing
the fuck
always
is he
repay
doing?
their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa!
No. Silencio. Cállate.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
¡Ah, concha tu madre! O sea, todos, de verdad, todo el mundo andaba esperando que hablara, que dijera algo súper genial, súper inteligente. Palabras de iluminación celestial. Y pide solamente esa vaina. Ay, me va a dar algo aquí.
And to think I'd put my best perfume on before coming here, thinking you'd like it. But it seems as if those perfumes really were meant to be offered to Rex Lapis. Well, that's fine. Suffer no rivals in love, they say. And that's 3 gone in 1 stroke.
What? What? O sea, está aquí, está la celebration acá, todo muy tranquila, todo muy hermosa. Me tengo que poner a hablar con la gente, en serio, really nigga.
Ah, Rex Lapis. Oh, Rex Lapis. Now that I think about it, if everyone's of the same mind as me, perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis might be the best choice.
Ese maldito. Me falta uno, pero no sé dónde está el otro, no sé. Ah, tal vez la vejilla. Aquí está. Imaginar que está. Ah, sí, ok, es la que estaba en la de esta cosa.
As for the mortals and adepti of Liyue, what shape shall our relationship take from now on?
Busca Zhongli, ¿dónde está Zhongli? Oh, ese carnal está ahí. Pollito, bebé.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Shinya kiosk.
De carnal, hermano.
That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Shinya kiosk. Are you sure you can afford it?
You're right. I do like the Mora. As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do.
Hermano.
When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon. So I had to rehearse a little for my new life.
Oh, no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to.
Tiene sentido.
But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a
Parásito de la
parasite to
sociedad.
society who lives off of other people's credit.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight, as well as positions, roles, and lives. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you.
No, espérate.
That is true. But there is no journey that does not end.
No, hermano, ¿qué?
No meetings without partings.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the Seven.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed.
Inazuma. Ay, esa es la... Creo que sí. ¿Ese es el nombre de la ciudad? A ver, dice Inazuma. La ciudad vecina de Liyue por vía marítima está actualmente cerrada. Entonces para llegar a Liyue, a Inazuma se tiene que llegar por mar. ¿Quién es el dios que gobierna Inazuma? Ay, cerrada. Ay, ya ni modo.
Yes, the nation has been closed by order of its deity, the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look upon them with favor. This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
Exactamente.
That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of a statue of the 1,000-armed, 100-eyed god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
Exactamente.
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm. The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people.
7
ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto heaven.
Ay,
All
el
right
cielo.
then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Muy bien, llegan las preguntas locas. Yo creo que esta parte, no sé si a alguien le interese, yo creo que no. Si los que quieren, ¿cómo se llama? Saltarse esta parte, pues sáltensela. Yo quiero preguntar, quiero saber, quiero conocer. Entonces, me voy a tardar un poco aquí. Les aviso cuando he terminado. Bueno, el chile no. Y a ver. Les dejaré tal vez una anotación de cuando termine mi sesión de preguntas.
Ah, that was a good one. Failing a divine trial. How they came up with that excuse, I will never know. That said, the reason why the Qixing were so eager to resolve the incident and stop pursuing the culprit was indeed because they received news in secret that Rex Lapis was not dead. I hinted as much to the Adepti as well. How did I accomplish that, you ask?
Una magia adéptica muy
Have you ever
práctica.
heard of this particularly convenient Adepti art known as gifting dreams and visions? All right,
Regalar,
then.
o sea.
Was there anything else you
Entonces
wished
que
to know?
regala sueños y esperanzas este man. ¿Qué pasa con? A ver.
Yeah, about that. Before the Qixing made their announcement, we listened to a lot of people talking on the way. Most of them put the blame for everything on Child.
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade Chamber to prevent the Adepti and the Qixing from defeating the ancient god. I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the foreign relations front at the moment, browbeating the envoys of the Fatui.
Valió como mucho.
Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for Child's exalted position as a harbinger, I'm certain that they would have shifted all the blame to him and called for his dismissal by now. All right then. Was there anything else
Chivo
you wished to know?
expiratorio, la madre. ¿Qué hay sobre ¿Qué de las 7 estrellas? Ok.
The time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue Qixing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue? Kuching is absolutely right in saying this. Now, though I did laud Ningguang's desire for power, believing this to be a good thing,
Poder de
and
los
thought as a
dioses.
matter of course that she must have been behind the Qixing's plan to take governing power over Liyue from the hands of the gods and Adepti. Could the original person who brought up the idea of seizing power have been... All right then. Was there
Y
anything
tomar el
else you wish
poder.
to know?
Sobre el Mora.
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't have your gnosis, what's going to happen to all the Mora in Tibet? Since Morax is dead, are they all just gonna disappear? Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent? Will it even continue to work?
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operations for a lengthy period of time, since creating Mora requires the use of the Geo-Archon's power.
This is terrible! We're all about to run out of Mora! The world is coming to an end!
Yes, this is indeed a major issue
No,
from a
hermano.
financial standpoint.
Se acabó el dinero. Es muy importante, supongo que
Well,
pero
I suppose
en
we'll
estos
just
momentos tan
leave such
problemáticos.
troublesome
Valió
matters to the
concha, la
Liyue
economía se fue a la
Qixing to
concha de su
debate.
madre. No, ya valió madre.
Then, did you at least set some private funds aside for yourself?
Oh, a private fund.
Tiene lógica y sentido común.
This does seem like a good, logical, common-sense idea. It's a shame.
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time. All
Valió.
right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
Ay, no. Pues ya.
Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation.
El
Have
encierro.
patience. I suspect that some serendipity must first
El
come into
encierro de la
play.
nación hermética. El encierro. Ah, ok, ya. Ay, 35,000 moritas. Qué rico. Danslev, el buscador de la verdad. Coche tu madre. Ay, a ver.
All right then. Was there anything else you wished? Well then.
Espérate, ¿qué me dice? Espérate, una vez más. ¿Qué dice?
Well then. I suppose
El
you'll have to
encierro
find
de
a
la
way to get
nación
inside this
hermética,
closed
quizás
nation.
esta cosa del destino. O sea que para llegar en Azuma se necesita llegar en barco. O sea, necesitamos un barquito para llegar en Azuma. Entonces aquí es tal vez donde entre la maestra Beidou con su barquito mágico volador, que echa chistes a carcajadas y esas vainas. Entonces tal vez eso es la forma en la que podremos llevar. Tiene bastante sentido que solamente lleguemos, pero obviamente como la ruta está cerrada y no se puede entrar, no se puede salir, me imagino, bueno, no quiero pensar que tampoco no se puede salir. ¿Cómo chuchas llegas a un lugar en el que no puedes llegar? O sea, le mandas un WhatsApp y le dices, déjame entrar, hermano. Ya, así de, ábrete sésamo. Y ya te la abren. ¿O cómo? Mujer mayor. Las cometitas estas hermosas y preciosas. El incienso carísimo de 1,000,000 y tantas de moras. 2.99 millones de moras se desvanecen en el aire. Suspira. Y pensar que esa cosita tan chiquilla, o sea, ahí está. Ay, no sé qué estaba comentando, me distrajeron acá mágicamente. Esta se ve chida, la voy a guardar. Se ve el signo naranja. Oh, hermano, se ve precioso. ¿Por qué se ve tan bonito?
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
Ok, entonces. Este men fingió su muerte, o sea. Lo que no entiendo, o sea, esa cosita de la gnosis es lo que te dice, tú tienes esta cosa, eres un dios. Así es como yo lo entendí, o sea. No sé, tal vez estoy mal. O sea, tal vez ellos con esa cosita pueden decir, mira, pues yo tengo esta cosa, soy un dios, respétame. Y si no la tienen, no son dioses, bueno, tengo entendido que Benki no dejó de ser un dios por el hecho de que le quitaron esa cosa, o sea, él simplemente la perdió. O sea, pasará lo mismo con este man. Ay, no. Muchas cosas que no entiendo. A ver. Y ahora sí. Mira lo más interesante, a ver cómo nos va. Voy a dejar esto hasta aquí porque el chile ya se acabó el tiempo. Voy a hacer nada más este siguiente video. Pues, espero que les guste, espero que les haya fascinado. Y nada más, hoy es para recapitular y hoy es miércoles 28 de abril. Y entonces el evento salió apenas ayer. Yo tuve que hacer esta cosa porque no me dejaba hacer la misión. No me dejaba hacer la misión, entonces la tuve que hacer esa misión. Lamentablemente no la grabé desde el principio, se me fue la onda. Ay, pero en fin, cosas que pasan y que pasarán y que nunca pasaron. Por cierto, ya no está el castillo de Jade. Ya no está. No, cocha tú. ¿Y dónde está Nin Juan? O sea, se supone que esa era su casa. Entonces ¿dónde chuchas está ahorita? ¿Dónde está? Ya no está. O sea, simplemente ya no está. Se murió, desapareció, ya. Pum, explotó, se murió.
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
Chale, nunca tomé fotos chidas ahí. 2 que 3. Bueno, en fin. Espero les haya gustado, espero les haya encantado tanto como a mí. Si te gustó, dale like, Nike. Si no te gustó, dale Nike, suscríbete y no sé, por favor, apóyame. Necesito comer. Nos vemos.